All right, Boaz here. Two reasons why people will never move. It is not difficult to understand. Uh, it's quite simple when you look at the current state of people today. Uh, we are a lazy, apathetic, entitled generation. I mean, we're exactly what that book said what we would be. Uh, Folks spending all day taking pictures of themselves and doing nothing. Again, I've spoken about this. Ain't no wrong with you, taking a family picture or posting yourself doing something or whatever, but the idea is that, you see these pictures where people just take pictures of themselves and they're doing nothing but just taking pictures of themselves. You look at they don't work or they don't have a, or where they work, it's sad. But the two reasons why people will not move out of the city is number one, comfort and sacrifice. Debt has allowed the average American to live outside of their means. This comes in the forms of paying monthly debt obligations to a company to rent their apartment. Because a rent is a debt obligation that you have to pay every month. You sign a year lease that says you're going to pay XYZ amount a month, and then you pay it in 12 monthly installments. That's how rent works. It's a debt payment. Mortgage payment, same concept. And it allows you the ability to live above your means. You can finance a car, a nice new car. I mean, you can have credit cards. You can do all of these things, but it really tells me the economics of a person when they move. See, when I moved, I cashed out and I purchased what I could afford. And I have been developing it and getting the increase on there, adding structures, adding fences, adding greenhouses, adding raised beds, shower house, cabins, field, pasture, irrigation, self-sufficiency setup. I can go on and on. Expansion, fixing, repairing. I did what I could afford. And a lot of people that are living out in the city, if they was to move to the country without the debt, you'd see their real, because see, that's what we're going back to, serfs and lords. You can see what somebody really can afford when you put them in their true economic element when it comes to their ability to make money, produce wealth, save wealth, create wealth on their own skill set, on their own creativity, without the addition of debt. You see, I mean, I've been talking about it years. This is why I stay clear of debt, and if I try and make sure that that if I'm in debt, it's paid off relatively quickly. No more than 6 months. If I got to take out some debt, I'm trying to pay that thing off as quickly as possible, knowing that I can take care of the responsibilities, but I don't want to extend it out many years. So the lifestyle I live is the true representation of my ability in this world, because I don't carry debt and everything is paid for, you see, and I can produce my own income. So the idea is that when you can do these things, you can essentially write your own ticket, but also it gives you a real representation of who you are and what you're capable of. If a person is living off of debt, and they're not paying off that debt on a monthly basis, or if they constantly are in debt to fund their lifestyle, that's a distortion. I'm not looking at the true ability of that individual, because they are funded by debt. Take away the debt, you see what somebody's really capable of, what somebody's really all about. If they got to just write the check, you see? So that's why a lot of people will not move, because they are accustomed to a lifestyle that if you remove the debt, they cannot afford. Okay? And number two, because, hey, back to number one, we like to cater to that flesh, and that segues into number two, the sacrifice. A lot of people, they either don't have the money, they're living their lifestyle that the way they live because of debt. But in addition to that, they can't make the sacrifice of a downgrade. You see? So I had to downgrade. I had to downgrade to what I was truly able to afford. You see? And a lot of people are not willing to do that because they like the modern day conveniences. They like the ability to have things automated, and we're going more and more to an automated lifestyle. But this is what people like. This is what people are into. So we have to as well take that into consideration of why people are not going to move. They don't have the family support. I've known folks now. I've been out here for 6 years going on now, and the truth of the matter is that a lot of people, they saying they're going to move, and this and that, they haven't moved because it's either one or the two or both. They don't have the money to move, or they don't have the intestinal fortitude to move and make the sacrifices to downgrade their lifestyle and live within their means. So this is why you see a lot of people not moving as well. They're not willing to take the hit. And with this economic crisis that we're currently going through now, people are going to be forced. I'm going to be talking about that also, but people are going to be forced. We're seeing it. I'm seeing it. It's just the reality of the situation. People are going to be forced to share resources. I remember a video of Pastor from, many years ago talking about folks going to be stacked up in a double wide like sardines. You're going to have families sharing rooms. Three bedroom, 2 bathroom, 4 bedroom, 2 bathroom, double wide. A family's in there, families in there, a family's in there, families in there. Yeah, this is where we're going, because people can't afford it, and people are going to have to be forced into a situation where they have to make the sacrifice. It's going to come by force. It's going to come by economic force as this economy continues to collapse. Because Kevin Samuels, he's the only one I think in the monosphere that's talking about this stuff. I'm talking about in the black monosphere. I know I'm talking about we folks outside of that, we've been aware of this stuff for years, and we've been preparing. However, there's a lot of people that don't have a clue of what's really about to take place and what is taking place and how to prepare for it. So, this is the two challenges that people have, and they're going to have to get over their challenges if they literally want to survive.